All right, we're rolling.
All right, man.
What's up, Dickie?
Not much. How you doing?
Dickie and Nikki.
Dickie and Nikki.
I'm doing good, man. I'm kind of hungover, but I'm dealing with it.
Yeah?
Working my way through it.
There you go.
Lots of fluids.
Yeah,
Whiskey's a fluid.
it is. Little hair of the dog. Never
That's
heard.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get behind that.
So you watched the fight last night?
I did. I jumped in. Who was it? The other Russian dude. Beta, right?
Okay.
Was that who was fighting?
I'm not sure. I'm a pretty casual MMA fan.
Okay.
I like it, but most of the time I catch it if I'm hanging out with Taylor.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the fights last night, there was quite a few big ones. The one that I just walked into, there's kind of some low-level dudes trying to make a name for themselves, but just going to town on each other. And there was major height comparison between the two. Like, one dude was super short, but built like a brick shithouse. And
nice.
the other guy is just a monster. And even like I think it was within the last 15 seconds, you just see the one dude's face, just like, he just starts screaming, just, and then they just start giving it to each other. Head punch, like back and forth. It was amazing.
That's what I like to see when I'm on. I just want to see a slugfest.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, man. It's always fun to watch two dudes beat the hell out of each other.
It's pretty fun. It's even more fun after the bell rings, and then you see it, just like how much respect.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's just like what they do. It's not like two dudes beefing at a bar or something. It's like they're just doing it because that's what they love to do.
Yeah. Yeah, which you don't understand leading up to it. Like, going into it, there's all that trash talking and interview stuff and, oh, I'm number one. And I mean, there's still a little bit of that because they, still need to be number one. But
yeah,
just like after the fight, you see it, and they're just happy.
Yeah.
It's just great.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I love the build up trash talking stuff because you got to get yourself in that mindset. Like, I'm gonna kill this man.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, you're not gonna do well.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So I watched the highlights from the Khabib fight this morning when I got up.
Okay.
I wasn't impressed.
No? With Khabib?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I know he beat the shit out of that guy, but I just don't like him.
Yeah, he's a different level kind of thing. Just, I don't know, watching the entire thing and not just the highlights, it was kind of amazing. Just seeing La Quinta slipping everything, because Khabib's known for just ground and pound, takedown, all that, and he was throwing it and caught him a couple times, but after the 5-round adjustment, it was just, nope, not gonna do it, and then he'd catch him, obviously, but put him at bay pretty well.
That's good.
Yeah. It was crazy, like edge of my seat watching and just Big Mama sleeping. I'm just go.
Yeah, dude. Oh, it's hard not to just get super jacked up when you're watching that shit, You just want to be like, yeah.
Yeah. Seriously.
So, if it ever happens, who would you have between Khabib and Conor?
Probably Conor.
My money's always on Conor.
Seriously.
No matter what. I mean, Conor, he thrives on that challenge, man. He loves to just prove people wrong.
Oh.
And that's what I love about him.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, dude walks into a boxing match talking shit. Like, who does that?
Right? With undefeated.
Yeah, undefeated boxer.
Undisputable, one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Like him or not, I mean, Mayweather is not a slouch.
No.
Conor just didn't have the fucking experience, man.
No.
Fucking... I'm sure he was thinking, if I don't put this to rest in the first few rounds, I'm not going to make it. And that's what happened. And I'm sure Mayweather could have gone another 12-round match after that, and it wouldn't have even phased him.
Probably not.
Dude's got endurance like a fucking, I don't even know what.
Like a horse.
Yeah,
Just,
for real.
it does not make sense at all.
It was cool, though. I mean, even though my guy didn't win, it was like, have we ever seen anything like that before?
No. I mean, you saw some of it with like some boxers crossing over into MMA, but that's a whole different beast.
Totally.
Or like some WWE guys coming into MMA. Like you got Brock Lesnar coming in and just ruling house because he's massive. And not to throw shade at Cain Velasquez, but you look at him and you're like, oh, I guess like he's an all-American wrestler, right? But
Yeah.
he looks tiny compared to Brock Lesnar and just takes him out.
Everyone looks tiny compared to Brock
Oh,
Lesnar.
yeah. Well, except that Alistair Overeem looked like a pretty fair fight.
But yeah, I guess that just goes to show. I mean, I try to call the fights all the time. I'm like, oh, that dude looks like a marshmallow. There's no way he's going to win. And then I'm wrong most of the time.
Right.
It doesn't matter, like, what you look like, how big you are. Any given day, you can get knocked the fuck out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's one of the best things about that sport, I think.
Yeah. Because even like, last round, your face is all bloody. There's still that possible chance, like, they catch you slipping and just
Yep.
knuckles to the chin and your night's out.
Yeah, man. And that's always fun to see. I love a good knockout. I mean, the first time I ever saw Connor, I just happened to be at a buddy's house, and it was the Aldo fight. And they're like, dude, we're going to watch this fight. It's this badass Irish dude just knocks everybody out. And then, boom. Well, that wasn't much of a fight, but it was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, right. Actually. Like Ronda Rousey or, Nama Yunus that last time they squared off. It was just like first round, pop.
Yeah, man.
Whoa, what just happened?
It would have been nice to see McGregor do that to Mayweather, but it's a different kind of thing.
Yeah, different gloves, different setting.
Yeah.
Ref was holding him off. I didn't catch most of it, obviously, because I was, a little tied up that day.
Yeah.
Getting married.
and the whole internet thing.
Yeah, I was cutting in and out, and that was kind of a bummer. If I would have fought a little bit more, I probably could have got, my money back for it. It was $100
Yeah.
for 200 people to be able to not leave my wedding. That was pretty solid.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I watched it the next day.
Yeah, so did I. I think most of the people there did. And, like you said, watching those first couple of rounds, that's what Connor's, known for. If he would have at least trained a little bit more with the 10 round, he would have been able to go toe to toe. But he was just not having it.
Looked pretty good, though.
Did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would not be able to do that.
No way, man. I'd be gassed out before the first round was done.
Yeah.
Endurance is not my strong suit.
No, and you don't think of it, but like dancing around, that takes so much out of you.
You're just constantly expending energy.
Oh my God. Which was a big factor in last night's fights. During one of them, these guys right here, let me bring it up real quick. It was these ones.
Okay.
So Dude Man is from Boston, Calvin.
All right.
And he was just eating leg kicks from Moicano, just hammering away at his legs. And he tried switching up halfway through and just was not helping. Same with Nama Yunus, just taking leg kicks. And you just see 3 rounds in after eating 70 leg kicks or however many it was. I'm probably, speaking in hyperbole there, but
yeah,
just so many that they're just not dancing. They're just throwing jabs, straight jabs, and
right.
You can't do anything with that.
Take your legs out and you don't got much left.
Yeah. Yeah, if you target that one leg that's sitting forward, that's what they practice with. And if you take that away, trying to come mid rounds, switching legs that you rarely ever practice,
Right.
like you're gonna get taken out extremely fast.
Yep.
Yeah, it was something to see last night. Just something crazy. That I don't, I don't know. Just you don't think of it. You don't think of the leg kicks because it's like, oh, they're not doing anything. They're just throwing legs.
Right.
No, that leg gets red and purple, and you can see it on screen, and they're just not moving. And then even like when it came down to Khabib, like throwing a couple of them, and like even the way he was standing, down to kind of like pop up on Khabib, and that kind of eliminated the takedown from Khabib.
Sure.
Just like he would go in, and it would just be immediate like deflection.
Yep.
Yep. And just, it was amazing. I dug it a lot.
Right on.
And it was right after I watched the UMD hockey game, so I was already jacked. Because UMD won, just like, oh my God.
Right on. Yeah, man.
Did you watch that at all?
I did not.
It was amazing. Cinderella story. Really.
Nice.
I mean, they made it to the championship round last year, and unfortunately lost. But this year they scraped by to make it into the playoffs. Not unranked, just put in work, and then to go toe to toe with the number 2. Like, oh my God.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I couldn't even imagine. But it was like, what was it? During the final seconds, it was down over in UMD's side, and like face off. They won the face off, but then they got a deflection from UMD, and it started traveling towards center ice, and you just saw hats flying. Just over.
Yeah, man. I mean, everyone loves an underdog because it just feels so much better when it starts going your way. You just go nuts. Feels good.
Yeah, and the last time they won was 2011. So they've made it to Frozen Four a couple times since then, but last time was 2011. So this is a whole new batch of guys. Not to mention, like, I think it was like 5 freshmen on the team actively playing. Just
Cool.
Yeah, it was great.
All right.
It was quite amazing.
So they got a solid foundation moving forward then.
I think so, unless someone, tries to pick them up.
Sure.
But, the only possible chance for that would be like juniors. Otherwise, NHL is going to wait until they're seniors,
Sure.
have a little bit more fairness to it.
Yeah.
But could potentially be, call up from the minors. Depending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Just loaded with sports yesterday. It was great.
I was at work all day, unfortunately.
What time do you start?
10:30.
Oh, okay. Not too bad.
No, not bad.
What kind of drive is it from here?
Oh, it's only like 10 minutes.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Yeah.
Nice. 10:30 a.m. to what?
7.
Okay.
So yeah, I went and grabbed some drinks with a buddy afterwards. So I caught a couple of the preliminary fights at the bar.
Nice. All the ones that were on FS?
Yeah.
Gotcha. The prelims. I guess those were pretty good too. I didn't catch those ones. Like I said, I got in at Bochniak. Is that how you pronounce it? I can never pronounce these guys' names. Yeah, these guys right here.
Sure.
Yeah, you can see like his feet are like off the screen. But yeah, they were just slugging in final seconds. This dude just start wailing on each other's head. It was great.
Gotta dig deep.
Yeah.
Find something in you didn't know was there.
Oh my God. For sure, amazing night.
So I got a question for you.
All right, what's up?
So you saw I was watching Predator when you got here.
Yep.
Fucking love that movie.
It's a good movie.
I also recently just finally saw Alien for the first time.
The first one?
Yeah,
Okay, what'd you think?
I loved it. Thought it was fantastic.
Amazing.
Special effects were fucking awesome. Which one do you prefer?
Series-wise or like first
Just
movie
between
wise?
those two movies, the first movie from each franchise.
I'd say Alien.
All right, I can dig that. I think, as far as like the movie overall, I prefer Predator, but and I'm super late to this party, so I'm gonna be rehashing some shit that people have been talking about for 30 years. But god damn, the special effects in that movie are fantastic. The sets, I was so impressed. You know, it's just like a couple years after Star Wars, and it's way ahead of that.
Yeah.
And it just makes me think, like, why do we have to have such CGI pieces of garbage now when they were making movies in the 70s that looked better than what we're watching now?
I don't know.
Dude, it pisses me off. It made me mad about The Last Jedi all over again. Because I was like, this movie looks fantastic. Why did The Last Jedi not?
Right.
And I've heard so many people talk about how it looks great. And I don't agree at all.
No.
It's a big CGI jerk off. Like, I did not like the way that movie looked. I mean, I could go on all day about how I didn't like the story,
Yeah.
but,
You and almost everybody else.
well, according to Ryan Johnson, I guess only 10% of the people didn't like it. Not sure where he's getting his numbers from, but it doesn't seem accurate compared to the sample I've been speaking with.
Yeah, no shit. It's probably only asking the people who benefit from his success.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. You know, and not to, I don't know. Force Awakens was great. I just felt like it wasn't accustomed to the previous 6, where, you know, people found out, you know, they had the power, and then it was like this spiritual awakening, and then training.
Yeah.
It was a total bypass of that, and just the whole
Absolutely.
last battle was just kind of like, really,
Dude,
really,
Rey is boring as fuck.
yeah,
She is so one-dimensional. There's nothing interesting about her character. And I totally looked the other way at that shit after The Force Awakens. I was like, okay,
yeah,
maybe we'll get some more moving forward. But it's almost like The Last Jedi made Force Awakens a less good movie.
right. The whole build-up of Snoke being this
Oh my god.
immaculate thing, and just bzz.
Yeah. Too easy. And now we're left with fucking... So I find Kylo Ren to be about the only character I'm interested in anymore. However, he is a shitty big bad for the movie.
Yeah.
Like this guy that is, I'm assuming, still not even completely committed to the dark side.
Right.
I mean, he was still questioning it through most of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand it.
It's tough to say. I mean,
And he's already been beaten by Rey, and she pretty much outperformed him in that battle in The Last Jedi. So it's like, well, what do we have to even worry about? We know Rey can kick his ass. It doesn't make any sense from a storytelling standpoint.
no, it really doesn't. It almost makes it seem like they're going to come out of left field. You want to hope they're going to come out of left field. Like, Snoke went down so easy, but even with just incorporating Snoke into the mix, it's also allowing for that possibility of resurrection from somebody else,
Sure.
you know? And I don't know how big you got into the cartoons with Rebels and all that.
I haven't watched Rebels yet. I really want to. I just watched the Clone Wars actually a few months ago.
Okay, so you saw some of all that? Okay,
Loved the Clone Wars.
yeah. Amazing portrayal of what they did there.
Yeah,
Way better than the movies.
Dude, Ahsoka, Way cooler character than Rey, in my opinion.
Big time.
She actually has like this big character arc where she like, and she fucks up all the time and she has to learn from it.
Yeah.
Rey's just inexplicably good at everything.
It makes no sense. I think the only part I enjoyed of The Last Jedi was when Yoda came in and just started fucking shit up.
Yep. Yoda was good. I liked that. I liked that whole scene, man. That was the redeeming thing about that movie. I liked what he had to say about like we are what they grow past, or whatever he said about failure being a teacher and all that shit.
Yep.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, which led into that next pivotal moment where you kind of felt the same way as Luke when he came to grips with the fact like I have to be the martyr.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, sorry. I should have prefaced that.
You know, only everyone on the internet's been talking about it for like 4 months now, but
yeah. But yeah, that whole moment where when he comes to terms with it was just like, oh my God. And then one of my friends had bought it when it first came out, so we were able to watch the deleted scenes. And that scene, Mark Hamill actually breaks down because he's lived to play that role. That's what he's known for. And he broke down in tears, just like,
damn.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't been able to bring myself to buy it yet. I'm going to have to at some point just because I got to own all of them, but
right.
I don't want to support what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is what it is, I guess. I can't change it, but
can't change it, but also you don't have to like it.
No.
So.
I mean, since we're talking about Luke, I am more than okay with him being conflicted and a little jaded. In fact, I would say it even makes sense. But the way they portrayed it did not make sense. They took like one of the most optimistic people in the history of cinema, probably. You know, never. As soon as he finds out that Darth Vader is his dad, he's like, "There's good in him. I can turn him back." And then he gets the slightest inkling of darkness from his nephew, and he's like, "Oh, I better kill him."
Right.
It's like, what? Where did that come from? And then he stands over him like creepy uncle style, just like with this weird grimace on his face. It just didn't work for me. No. And then after, Ben brings the house down on him and shit, then he's just like, well, nothing I can do. Better go into exile and just wait to die. Someone else will take care of this. Also makes no sense. I mean, why not just go kill yourself then? Right. I mean, I guess where I logically would have thought it was going to go is he's in exile where the old Jedi Temple is because he's trying to find some other knowledge and grow in the Force so that he can take down Snoke and Kylo Ren. I mean, wouldn't that make more sense than just, well, I'm going to be a hermit now for the rest of my life and I don't want any part of this anymore. Like,
yeah,
what?
Right. It would make more sense if that were the course of action. He's gone out to this place where here lies everything, basically, for the Jedi and the Sith, and just stays there. Sets up camp. Nope, people will find me. Sets up little puzzle pieces from Force Awakens.
Right. Why is there a fucking map if he doesn't want to be found? Like, where the fuck did that map come from? It's like something out of a video game.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we have this map that's incomplete. You have to find the rest of the map. And
right.
then you go and find this person. It's like, what the
Solve this riddle.
But, I mean, I've seen a lot of people say, like, this has ruined Star Wars for me. It almost, like, it really reignited my passion for Star Wars, actually.
Yeah.
I've been doing a deep dive back into like other stuff. I mean, I watched the Clone Wars, which I never finished before, and I found out because I was like, this is like totally a kids show, and then part of the way through, it turns into not really a kids show.
Not at all.
I mean, kids aren't going to understand all the fucking politics that are at play in that.
No.
Yeah.
My kid sure as hell doesn't. She just likes watching Jedis fly around and lightsabers and whatever.
That's what got me into it.
Yeah,
I was like,
seriously.
that is cool. I want one of those.
Right. Yeah, as kids, like watching the first one, just like, oh, this is so great. I want to be a Jedi.
Yeah, man. That was the whole thing for me. As soon as I saw that, it was on.
Yeah.
I still want to be a Jedi.
Yeah, right. It would be sweet.
Yeah, man.
But, like that dumb saying, with great power comes great responsibility.
Sure.
I definitely would fuck it up.
Yeah.
What?
I'd be a gray Jedi.
A gray one? Yeah, just loner.
Yeah. Dabble in, I mean, at least have an understanding of both sides of the Force. I mean, which is kind of what it seemed like they were trying to get at in The Last Jedi, but I don't think they really succeeded.
Dude, I do not know. It doesn't make sense. I try to make sense of it, and then it's like, yeah, I don't get it. And then even like watching it still, there's so many pieces of it that put in the trailer was awesome.
Yeah, the trailer made it look like it was going to be bitchin'.
Yeah.
I was super excited.
Yeah. It looked great.
And then they opened up the movie with a fucking your mom joke, and I was like, I'm a little concerned. And then it just kept going on, and I was just like face palming during the movie. And we all left, and it was just like silence for a while. Like nobody wanted to say it, and then finally somebody spoke up and was like, "So did you guys like that movie?" we're all like, "I don't think so."
Who'd you go see it with?
I went with Aaron and my buddy Cullen and his girlfriend Michaela.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. The day after it opened. We didn't get to go at the premiere, but pretty much right after.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to go to a premiere for anything.
Dude, I went to the premiere of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
It was fucking awesome. We went in Watertown, South Dakota.
Okay.
My math teacher from high school took me and like a bunch of other nerdy kids.
Okay.
We stopped at Walmart on the way there, and everybody bought toy lightsabers, which pretty much everyone else had done too. There was a massive lightsaber war in the parking lot. And we were victorious.
Oh, that's great. I think we talked about that before, about how you went to go see it and you got a lightsaber and all that. Yeah, that's,
Yeah, man.
I can't believe that.
Dude, we stood in line for like 6 hours or something like that.
Woof. Oh, that was before pre-sale even. So yeah, you had to wait in line.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't know if I could do that to anything.
I couldn't do it now. I'm too antisocial.
Right. Plus it's like, oh, I waited in line for what? Nothing?
Yeah.
Well, fuck this.
You underestimate my power. That's one of my fondest memories of high school, though, I think. It was fun.
Yeah, I guess that was kind of the same drive that we had in Morris. In Morris, whenever we wanted to go somewhere, we'd have to go to Alexandria.
Sure.
And how far is Watertown from that?
About 45 minutes.
Yeah, so same thing then.
Yep.
About 45, depending on how fast you drove.
Right.
Not many cops on the back road.
That's right.
Or that really cared.
Right.
But yeah, when you'd go there, it'd be like, you'd have to go there for a reason. You're not going to drive 45 minutes away for nothing.
Yeah. it's a different kind of upbringing than the people I run into from around here in the cities. They don't understand what it's like to have to drive 45 minutes before you hit a Walmart or a McDonald's.
Right. Not that they would want to.
Right. But it's like here, you could turn around and throw a rock somewhere and you'd hit a McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's, Cub Foods, whatever. No more Rainbow, unfortunately, but...
Yeah, I miss Rainbow.
I do a little bit, too.
Cub really let me down today.
Why is that?
Because I was all hungover and just really lazy this morning, and I was really hungry, so I was like, I'm going to go get a rotisserie chicken and a 7-layer salad. And I get there, and they didn't have either of them. I was so mad. Ugh.
This one right over here?
Yeah.
I suppose. Why else would you go somewhere else?
Right.
Lame, dude.
But good old Knollwood Liquors was reliable.
Yeah. I see that. It's right there.
They still had Jameson. So I've been drowning my sorrows of no rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, that's a bummer, dude. Good rotisserie chicken is nice.
Dude, it's so easy.
Yeah. What, $6.99?
Yeah. And they're delicious.
Yeah, whatever you don't eat, making the chicken salad sandwich.
That's right.
It's pretty dope. Yeah, I guess I didn't really have anything going on today. I've been trying to adjust for my next schedule. So we go on like 4-week adjustments. So you do 4 weeks of one thing, then move to a different one. And there's 4 different rotations. There's AM brewer, centrifuge, then there's PM brewer, and then there's cellar. And so you go 4 weeks and then transfer over to the next one. And so I'm going from centrifuge, where it's kind of like a filtration. It's just a separator. So
this is at the new gig, or are you still
old gig?
Still at Fulton?
Yep, still at Fulton.
Okay.
New gig's gonna be great because I can go in basically whenever.
Nice.
And just get the job done. But so I've been on centrifuge and I've been wanting to get in early, just so in the afternoon I can have a little bit of time to myself before Big Mama gets home with the kid. And now I'm adjusting more so for this PM brewery.
Okay.
The PM, you don't go in until 1 unless there's more than 2 turns in one day, which kind of leads way into the night. So you don't get in until 4 and get out after midnight.
Okay.
It's the worst, dude.
Yeah.
Turning 30, I rarely ever stay up till 1, but I've been trying to. I've just been a piece of shit in the morning.
Dude, that's where I was at for the longest time, and now shit's just been crazy at work for, since before Christmas, and get kind of wound up a little tighter, so it's been harder to fall asleep at night.
That's a bummer, dude.
Yeah. But starting to calm down, so I'm hoping to get back on my routine, warm up a bit so I can actually start getting out and doing cardio stuff again.
Yeah. Yeah, even just walking your dog, I bet it's just killer.
Dude, it's been miserable for months.
You don't have to tell me. Fucking biking this shit.
Yep, you know all about it. Luna's like, I love this shit.
Yeah.
She's just shaggy as fuck.
Yeah.
The wind can't penetrate her fur.
Nothing can.
No. When I give her a bath, you have to like rub the water into her to get it to go get the undercoat wet. She's definitely equipped to survive some subarctic temperatures. She'd probably prefer it, actually.
Probably. Sorry, I didn't turn my phone on silent.
No worries.
Rook move.
Yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to text me and then have my computer go ding.
Oh, you have it synced up?
Yeah. I had it closed. Now I just opened it. Whoops.
Good job.
Yeah. Rook move.
Oh, well.
We're still figuring shit out.
We are.
Episode 1.
Episode 1.
The Phantom Menace.
No. I'd be okay with pod racers, but
What, you don't like Jar Jar?
not at all.
I'm probably going to bring this back to Star Wars a lot.
Yeah, that's fine. Dude.
I mean, we started talking about Alien, and I basically just used it as an excuse to talk about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Predator, you one ugly motherfucker.
I will say it was probably a lot easier just because I went with Alien. It was a lot easier back then having all that excess kind of like slime because
Sure.
then you could encase a lot of things, you know, in plastic to set your animatronics to and just have it coated with that and be able to do different things.
Sure.
But as far as storyline goes, I definitely like Predator a lot more.
Yeah.
But the way it was carried out, I'd say Alien.
Yeah. No, I'm mad at myself for not watching it sooner because I really liked it, and I guess I didn't realize that Sigourney Weaver used to be hot.
Dude,
Yeah.
babe. Oh, clock.
Totally a babe.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, man. And have you seen what's it called, The Defenders?
Mm-hmm.
Her
Yes.
acting is so fucking terrible in that series.
Horrible.
She's not a bad actor in Alien. I don't understand where that came from.
Money.
I guess. Yeah, she's just gotten lazy. She's like, I just have to show up 'cause I'm
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah,
I
right.
used to be hot.
Used to be hot, used to be baller, and now it's just like,
I never even finished The Defenders.
I did just because I had to. I started something like, you know, a series or whatever. I got to see it out to the end. The
Yeah.
only thing I didn't finish out to the end, and I probably should have, was Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
I haven't even started that.
The storyline was great. It's about girls getting locked in a cell underground, and you know, their savior or whatever tells them, "Oh, we're waiting out the apocalypse. Everything's on fire up there. You don't want to see it."
Right.
And it dips down hard. Just like, no, shut it off. And then all of a sudden this uprise in it, and I see some clip from a newer episode, and it's like, why did I quit? Oh yeah, because it sucked
Yes.
for a little bit.
Sally was telling me that it's fantastic and that I should watch it.
She's a good judge of
Absolutely.
shows.
Yep. So you think I should finish The Defenders?
I'd say so, just so you can see it through, because even though Sigourney Weaver, terrible.
Is it Sigourney or is it Sojourner? I've never known.
I always pronounce it Sigourney.
It could be. I could be totally wrong.
You know, whatever. That's me trying to pronounce these fucking
Yeah, right.
UFC fighters last night. Yeah, Rose Machero?
They don't have easy names like Nikki and Dicky.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty straightforward. Although people, pet peeve, real quick. I at the bottom of my emails I have it signed, and people continuously misspell my name.
What?
Yeah, even though it's signed, even though in the email it is spelled correctly, people continuously
How do they
misspell.
How do they spell it?
I.e.,
What the fuck?
it does not make sense.
Who spells Dicky that way? I would never even like consider doing that.
I do not know, dude. I don't get it. I don't get why people misspell it. It's everywhere. It's in my email, in the sign.
That's super weird.
Yeah, whatever. It's small pet peeve, whatever.
Yeah,
I
I get it.
laugh about it.
So we were talking about The Defenders.
Bring it back.
I really I liked the first season of Jessica Jones a lot,
It was great.
and now
A lot of sex.
yeah, Dude, fucking what the hell's his name?
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, just fucking going to town.
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
But the second season's just not really doing it for me like the first one did.
Did you finish it?
Not yet.
Okay.
So that's another one. Like we've gotten most of the way through it, and then we've just kind of been like, let's watch Parks and Rec again.
Or The Office.
Yeah.
Just some go-tos.
No, I think it's cool. I like how it's like a noir private eye story, but that's not as much the focus, it feels like, in this new one.
No, the focus kind of brings it back to finding her past.
Right.
And you see it with the, what's his name? That one nerdy dude that comes in, like, episode 1 or 2, who can move really fast.
Yeah, yep.
You see with that where, she's just kind of like, oh, whatever, yeah.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it happens. She's like, I better take this dude serious.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah. It was nice in, like, the retrospect of, like, understanding where she comes from and why she is how she is and that, but yeah, I can definitely see why it'd be a turn off if, like, yeah, this is nothing like how it was built up in the first, and you're expecting me to go through with this? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing to me? You're killing me.
The one that I did fucking love, though, was Luke Cage.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. They had some good tunes in that, too. Like, what the fuck was his name? The James Brown kind of dude. God damn it.
I can't think of it.
He just died recently. But he's playing at that club. And I think Raphael Sadiq was on that season too. He's a really cool... I like one of his albums that he put out like 10 years ago. Charles Bradley. Is that his name? I think it's Charles Bradley. Something Bradley. Milton Bradley?
Oh, this is just cast. Damn it. Yeah, it's not bringing anything up for the songwriters. Shit. Yeah, I know who you're talking about though, and it was great.
Like, we saw that cat at in the parking lot of Sociable Cider Works. I think it was summer before last.
Okay.
And he put on a fucking hell of a show, man. Costume change and everything. It was like seeing James Brown.
Yeah, definitely amazing.
Were you there?
I was there for that.
Okay.
And then I left.
Okay. I don't remember if I ran into you or not. I remember running into Dylan and Sean and Winona.
Yep. Didn't Sean play that one?
Mm-mm. No, it was 4 on the Floor and Charles Bradley.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I forget why I had to leave. It might have been work related.
Sure.
Because at the time I was at Northgate. And, oh, my God. Yeah, burning pile.
Yeah.
God.
That was a cool thing, though. Like, all the food trucks and then, like, music.
Yeah, massive parking lot for it. And just well equipped to have one of the better parties ever. And just did it right out the gate. Even the first one was amazing.
I want to check out some more.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Memory Lanes is the only other one that I felt like was actually pretty awesome. Because even if you didn't like the lineup for one day, it was like, well, I'll just go another day, whatever.
Yeah.
And if you didn't like it, like, go inside, man.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
they had
still
plenty
cool
of
shit
stuff
to
going
do.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny. I was just talking about how I don't like going around big groups of people, but with certain situations, it's a lot of fun.
It is. Yeah. I feel you though. Like, I get weirdly claustrophobic.
Yeah. It's like, I don't like it when I can't move around freely, or, you spend most of the time just standing in line to get a drink.
Yep.
It's not my kind of scene.
Yeah, it's a lot like beer festivals where it's just like, well, not that you go to that many beer festivals, but but it's a lot like that where you basically wait in line. You get something and it's like, okay, let me go to the next place that I want to go to. to grab something, and then I'll finish this in line. And it's just like, I'm just constantly waiting in line for everything.
Yeah.
I never really understood it, but people still pay to do it.
Yeah. I think a lot of people like to be around big groups of people like that.
Like to be seen, I think. Like, oh, this guy's always there. Like, there's always this dude. Fuck is his name? Can't remember, but he's a bagpipe player who always plays a lot of these things. He's super, super cool dude.
Right on.
He's always at these things, and like, it's one of those incidents where it's like he's just there to be there.
Sure.
Like, he loves it. He loves being recognized. That's why he still wears kilts to most of it.
Okay.
But it's just like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. I guess I just don't seek that kind of... I'd rather not draw any attention to myself. I like to keep to myself.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice to keep to yourself, but sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate fucking talking about myself, but it's like, I'd go anywhere and there's somebody I fucking know.
You can't go anywhere without running into somebody who knows who you are.
Right.
You're somewhat of a local celebrity.
No, I wouldn't say that. Just a lot of people have seen me drunk out at different places, that's all. Kinda sucks. Like, oh yeah, we hung out here. Oh, we did. Cool.
Yeah. I remember you.
I remember your face melting because I was slightly in a different dimension.
Too busy looking at trees.
Yeah, exactly. Too busy looking at trees. Oh man, that might need to be a different one all entirely.
Yeah.
Talking about looking at trees while someone's trying to just suffocate you with their own mouth.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
In the next episode of the Unnamed Podcast.
I do enjoy Nicky and Dicky. That's a good one.
Yeah, I just thought of that today. I was like, I could just put a Y on the end of my name and it sounds like Dicky. I've even got our tracks and Pro Tools named Nicky and Dicky.
Nice. Sick.
I'm feeling much better, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't feel hungover anymore.
Good.
I'm crossing the threshold into being drunk again.
Yeah, it's probably that whiskey.
I'm feeling much better.
I'm trying to keep it slow and low for myself so I can drive back home.
Same. I mean, I'm not trying to go crazy or anything, but I definitely was not firing on all cylinders earlier.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the weekend.
Yep. Yeah, I went out, got a few drinks with a coworker last night, and then we were supposed to... He had basically twisted my arm to go and smoke some hash with him at his house. I was like, no, I gotta let my dog out. He's like, just come on.
Do it, man.
So I get there, and it's not showing up. Not showing up. Sitting there like 20 minutes. Not sure which house is his because I can't see the fucking house numbers and stuff. I'm just parked in the street. Finally, I'm like, all right, he's not here, but I have to piss like a fucking racehorse. So I just walked into somebody's yard and took a piss. Came back to my truck and I called him. I was like, hey, dude, I just pissed in someone's yard that's not yours. He's like, that's cool, but I may or may not have gotten pulled over.
Oh, shit.
But he made it sound like, I'll be there in a little bit. But then he just never showed up, so I'm guessing he's probably waiting for the weekend to expire so he can get let out of the drunk tank.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, my God. It's a terrible feeling.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm glad I haven't had to set foot in a jail since 2009. Yep, 2009.
Nice.
It's a good streak. Almost a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was quite a quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it sucked. Fortunately for me, no one really, fucks with me. So
Yeah.
just sad in there.
Well, I was with my buddies for my extended stay. It wasn't that extended. I got a month, but I got out in like 2 weeks with good behavior.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. And we were all on work release, so they keep you in a separate section. You just go down in the basement. You're not like in a cell.
Yeah.
They just lock the door behind you.
Yeah, exactly.
So we were all down there just playing Monopoly and shit. Fucking hated Monopoly by the end of that.
Yeah, when you have plenty of time to finish, that's when it really sucks.
Yeah. We were playing with this dude from South Africa too, and he just kept like doing all this outlandish shit. We're like, dude, I don't know how you fucking play Monopoly in South Africa, but this is America, goddammit. I don't have any specifics. I just remember we were getting super pissed at him. We're like, dude, you got to follow the fucking rules. Am I the only one that gives a shit about the rules?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Jeez. Oh, that's funny.
It was a character building experience.
Yeah, I bet. I'm sure it was like a lot like how my older brother felt when I would play D&D with him. He's just like, oh my god, this fucking loser. We got it. Dude, my mom told me to bring him, so I'm sorry. And then just wrecked house, just like, yeah.
Did you play it a lot?
I played it a lot back then, not really anymore. So a lot of the rules and whatnot, I don't necessarily remember, but
sure.
I remember taking out like 3 people and just like being the loose cannon. It's pretty fun.
Wild card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of my buddies has been. I'm not necessarily trying to get me to do it, but he has been sort of suggesting it, and it sounds like it's fun. I just don't know if I want to devote that much time.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your character?
My character was a gladiator.
Nice.
Yep. I didn't know any better. Just strength and power is all I wanted.
Gluteus Maximus.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So it just built up the strength and dexterity and could basically do whatever it was except cast a spell.
Yeah.
But then there was a part of it where it was like, it wasn't that I could counter a spell. It was that my resistance level was...
You're just a badass, so like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Like as long as they weren't affecting me with the spell and like around me was being affected, I could get hurt, but a majority of it, like I could roll out of it.
Right on.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Isn't one of them, you can be like a druid, right?
Yep.
That's what I decided, that if I do play, that's what I would be in honor of my Celtic heritage. I would be a druid.
Druid would be pretty fun.
Antlers on my head and all.
Yeah.
Tripping balls on mushrooms.
Borderline witch doctor. Just seeing stuff. Dude, what are you talking about? There's nothing over there. I saw it, man. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun to do it like that, especially now, like, having a better understanding of more equilibrium base versus just like all raw power or whatever,
Sure.
Be nice, but
yeah.
Time, dude. Time's a motherfucker.
A lot of people at my office play it. And it's very strange for me to be amongst a group of people where I'm like the low level nerd. Like they talk about shit and I'm like, I feel like I can't even participate in this conversation. I don't have the cred.
Right. I'm just going to see my way out of this.
Right. Which I guess is refreshing. I'm not a total nerd, I guess.
Right, you're not that level.
Right.
Yeah, you can always level up.
Yeah, exactly.
So what else, man?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why couldn't Rocco make it?
He's got to work till 6, I think, something like that. 6 something, but then he's got to go home and shower. Apparently,
Yeah.
do some laundry.
It's important to shower.
Yeah, it is. When you're taking phone calls all day,
Yeah.
I can see why your head would feel kind of weird, but
He probably has to wash the whatever off of him.
the sand out. He has to wash the sand out. Oh, on his way to be a narc.
I can't wait till he hears that.
Yeah, right. I was poking fun of him a little bit. Whatever he's going through. It was just kind of funny, like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Again, not to talk shit about Rocco, but slightly talking shit about Rocco.
We're calling you out, man.
Yeah, seriously. Get ready. Round 2's coming up. Yeah, I don't know. It always piques my interest whenever he hits me up because it's always like, oh, what happened, dude? There's always something. Like, I know he wants to hang out and he wants to do more of that because sometimes he feels like a shitty friend. I mean, I'm not going to say I don't on a regular basis. Like, looking through some of my old text messages to delete, just like, oh,
It's like,
shit.
oh, it's been 6 months since I've even talked to you.
Yeah, right. Fuck.
God, I'm an asshole.
So what's new? Are we going to go through that, really?
Well, a lot and not much at the same time.
Yeah, right. Well, you see this one thing happened, and but it was just like out of the blue. You just started texting me. I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up? Oh, we should hang out." Like, yeah. Like,
Cool.
What are you doing? You want to come over for dinner? And came over, and then it was just unloading. Just all right, man. Well, I guess you got a lot on your plate again. Gotta find a place. Thinking about buying a house? I wouldn't buy a house right now.
Yeah. I'm hoping we're going to be buying a house about this time next year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully the market makes a little bit of a shift.
Yeah. Not the best right now,
Not at
but
all.
I think it's time to take the next step.
Yeah.
Plus, I want to be able to actually build out a studio
That'd be nice.
instead of just making this work.
It is
Which
nice.
is a nice little space, but it's not super conducive for. I mean, the space isn't treated, and there's not a lot of room. No like isolation. Where if I wanted to get a drummer in one room and guitars in another room and vocals in another room and still have a line of sight between everybody that's playing together,
Yeah.
it's just not really what I need to try to make this a legit business. You know.
Yeah, but that's why it takes time, though. I mean,
Yeah.
work
mean,
your way up.
I'm definitely just paying my dues and trying to do it in a way where I can own all of my shit before I'm minimizing the risk.
Yeah. Absolutely. 100%.
Yep.
I understand.
It sucks because I'm like sacrificing doing a lot of this shit for a while, but it's a means to an end.
It is. And you can see the light. You know where it's at. You know what you need to do. It's just a matter of time.
Yep.
Again, time's a motherfucker.
It is.
But fortunately for you, not having any dependents except a dog
Yeah.
is rather nice. You can seclude yourself, even though this place might not feel like a withdrawal of your normal routine. Actually being able to sit down and just across the table, shoot the shit.
Yeah.
It's a nice change of pace.
Definitely. I'm digging it. I am having a good time right now.
Oh yeah, dude. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Oh, jeez.
That's my brother's joke. He tries to work that song into pretty much any situation he possibly can.
Oh my god. I can see him doing that shit. Just
We're gonna have to get him on here
yeah.
so he can get belligerent again.
He wasn't too bad when I was on you guys' old one.
I didn't think so either, but Rocco was like, dude, Taylor was being totally belligerent. So he titled it Belligerence. I had named it Beer because we were talking about beer.
Yeah. And he changed
And then he made an executive decision. God damn it, Rocco. I'm calling you out again, motherfucker. Where are you?
You think he's actually going to listen to this?
Dude, we should get him on the phone. I wonder if I could like FaceTime him on my computer and have it come through.
No, he's still at work.
Let's call 911 until we get him.
Yeah, can you transfer me to Rocco?
Oh my God, dude. Oh, that would be classic.
That would be pretty fun. So back to it then. Away from Rocco. Yeah, it's going to be nice when you actually get your own space and you can build out.
Yeah.
You know plenty of guys who work construction who can help you out with that. All you really got to do is like pull the permits and whatnot.
Yep. So that's a whole nother thing is like I got to look at like zoning for running a commercial business out of my house and all that stuff. And hoping I have cool neighbors and making sure everything's soundproofed enough to where I'm not disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
Like Ludacris.
Yeah, no kidding. But I think as long as you're, as long as you're open to your neighbors, it's gonna be fine. As long as you're telling them what's going on and whatnot.
Yep.
Like, once you own a property, it's definitely different. You own the property and you start, communicating with your neighbors, and then you have like get-togethers with your neighborhood and
Yep.
Those kind of meetings. Then it really turns into a completely different scenario versus like what we're doing where we're renting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, no, I don't want to deal with this guy. Like,
yeah. I'm lucky that, I have no contact with the neighbors to the west of me, but the neighbors over on the east side of my house are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
They're super tolerant of me making a bunch of noise, and
yeah.
I talk to them at the fence like fucking Tim the Tool Man and Wilson.
Yep.
It's nice.
Haven't seen their face yet, but they're good people.
It's funny, like, he will tell me stuff. Like, one time I had my garbage heaping over, and he comes over and he's like, well, I don't want to be, Cliff Clavin here, but, they won't take your garbage like that. You gotta have it closed all the way.
Just looking out for you.
And then, he always tells me about his dog. They got a standard poodle.
Okay.
And that thing has the craziest fucking vertical I have ever seen. I swear to God, standing in place, it could jump over our fence. It just sits there and bounces. They call it Pogo. Its name is Cha-Cha, but they call him Pogo, or call her Pogo, because she can just bounce like a motherfucker.
Jeez.
But that was another time. He's like, well, I don't mean to sound like Cliff Clavin here, but the way their legs are positioned is like a horse, and they can just jump really high. I'm like, that's very interesting.
A lot of reverting back to Cliff.
Yeah. Cliff's my favorite character from Cheers.
That's pretty funny. Just like,
you don't hear that brought up very much anymore.
No.
I like it.
No, not at all. The most I hear is George Costanza.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear Seinfeld references a lot, but you don't hear references to Cheers that much anymore.
No, I don't think people really watch that show anymore.
I like Cheers.
Cheers is a good one.
Yeah.
I didn't dive into it as much as I should have, but...
I haven't seen every episode, but I like it.
Yeah.
It's a good show.
Definitely a good show.
Have you seen the reboot of Roseanne?
No.
It's interesting. I've seen the first 2 episodes, and it's pretty funny.
Yeah. Worth it?
It's very topical of the current political climate. I like it.
Oh, you mean Trump bashing?
Well, Roseanne's a Trump supporter.
Oh.
And her sister, it's her sister, right? The one that was a cop? I don't remember. It's been so long since I watched that show.
Yeah, from the old show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like a diehard Hillary supporter. So they're like not talking to each other, and they're slowly reconnecting, but they're just like at each other's throats the whole time. It's very very accurate for how things are right now.
Gotcha.
I like it.
I don't know. I don't know if I could lose a friendship over someone's political view.
No, it seems silly.
Yeah, I mean, coming from somebody who doesn't vote. Yeah, sorry, a little gassy. A little too many beers.
Bears.
Yeah.
The Bears.
Coming from somebody who doesn't really actively take part in the voting scheme. I call it a scheme because that's what I feel like it is.
Yeah.
I just really don't see a means of actually having somebody who's there for my
They're all self-serving.
yeah,
They're not going for your best interest. That's for damn sure.
that's what I was looking for.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be trying to do it. Nobody's that altruistic.
No.
I don't believe that at all.
It's like in some meetings when, you're at a business where you got a couple bosses before the owners and they, oh yeah, way to go team. It's just like, dude, you are not even actively taking a part on the floor. And you're trying to push us forward. Yeah, we're all working for the better purpose.
The greater good. All right. You sound like Vladimir Lenin or Joseph Stalin. For the greater good.
Yep.
We're all working together for the greater good.
It'd be great to like actually take heed in that and just like, yeah, we are. Like some of these nonprofits that are out there. But even the nonprofits are corrupt.
Yeah.
Like this is just so you get tax dollars.
I mean, the thing is, human nature is self-preservation and acting in your own self-interest, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's when people act as if that's not their intent that I have a problem with. Yeah. I can't fault somebody for acting in their own self-interest because it's exactly what I do. And sometimes acting in your own self-interest means helping someone else. So it's not like it's totally selfish all the time. It's just whether people want to admit it or not, basically they're always trying to serve themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere along the lines, it was twisted to make it seem like that is not a good thing. Or I think if people were just honest with themselves and everyone strive to be the best version of themselves that they can be, then by default, everyone would be brought up in the world, None of this like, we all need to help each other. It's like, no, just everyone needs to help themselves. And then everything would work out better.
Right. Yeah, it'd be different in a company where it was actually like, when you saw your foot go forward, you saw the, reciprocation come back, where you're actually working for the greater good and you're actually seeing that kind of pushback on yourself of like, not only is this company driving me to exceed my own expectation, but also like in a togetherness that is growing as a whole, but on a deeper level in myself, and I think that's, I'm going to refer back to my own situation, kind of where it was one of those things that I just had to jump onto. So, moving forward with my career as a brewer, all I've been told is that we're working for the greater good and that, dangled in front of us, like all these possibilities of being able to do certain things and then just never being able to execute them, where it was like, you don't really want to hear what I have to offer to the table because you already have it in your mind what the sales guys are telling you that they want to see on market.
Yep.
And it's just kind of like, well, all right. And then this kind of golden egg gets placed in front of you and it's like, I would be an idiot not to jump on this.
Yeah.
little backstory to that. I was approached by a few guys with money that didn't necessarily know about brewing. They knew enough to get started and contract through a different company and get their brand out, but they didn't know enough to actually like exceed forward and kind of get started. And so given the opportunity, I'm able to alter an existing recipe that they would like to see as a stronghold and kind of the forefront of what we're trying to push out into market, but also like the ability for recipe development, which in my line of work is kind of why you get into it.
Yeah, man. That's cool. I mean, it's an exciting prospect if hopefully they will listen to you.
I think they will, just based off of different things that we've talked about in previous meetings, where it was just kind of like, well, I mean, why do you want to do this? Or why do you think this is okay? Or I don't know why you guys would do this, but something I can work with.
Yeah.
Like opening up into it, it was like when they approached me, okay, so yeah, we have all these things ordered. Here's the list, after I signed and all that. And this is what we're going to be dealing with. Okay. And, not like I was picking apart their ideas and what they wanted to foresee growing into, but it was just kind of like, well, we didn't actually need this, or you don't need this to do what you are planning on doing. And that money could have been, better fit somewhere else. But
yeah,
that's what I have to deal with. So,
well, I mean, that's probably part of why they wanted to bring you on. An outside opinion, another fresh set of eyes, someone who can really look at it objectively, someone who hasn't been totally immersed in it from the beginning, that can kind of look at where it's at and determine what works, what doesn't, what's going to be beneficial and what's not.
Yeah, absolutely. And going into like the second kind of meeting before I even signed anything, and I was still just talking to them about, what I would like to see and if I were to sign, was kind of great because I've never actually used leverage on my own accord. And that was kind of cool. Just like, oh, you approached me. Yeah.
Nice.
I got this cush job.
Yeah.
And you're approaching me and trying to get me to come to you. Well, hey,
here's what I'm going to need.
Yep. So, I mean, obviously in negotiations, there's always like, you get approached with the low end and you come in with the high, meet in the middle.
Yep.
And I think for that, they didn't necessarily expect it because people were, they obviously approached a few other people before me. I'm just saying obvious because there's quite a few breweries out there that are way better at their job than I am. But for the most part, it was just like okay, so you're approaching me. You obviously know what I do. And you know that I do it very well. So, drop a contract and then we'll discuss it further after I have time to review it. Contract sent, probably a standardized one where they just put my name into it versus someone else's name and then send it to me and was like, okay. Picked it apart, saw what I needed taken out, which I guess is basically normal, and then just like, here you go. And then they came back with something that I guess I didn't necessarily expect, but it was like a working with of like, well, what would you like to see? Kind of like allowing me to reshape the negotiation.
That's a good sign.
Okay.
I don't mean to derail you here, but I got to piss wicked hard.
Oh.
So I don't know if you want to, engage our listeners solo for just a moment here, but
I would, but I also have to pee.
Okay. Well,
let's take a break.
All right. To be continued. And we're back. I want to thank our sponsors that ran those nice commercials during the break. They really make things happen for us.
Oh, they're great, aren't they?
And here's Tom with the weather. It's snowing because it's fucking Minnesota. God damn it.
Careful. Yeah, right. I'm like, what the hell? Spring.
I put all my winter gear away a couple weeks ago. When we turned the clocks forward, I was like, I'm going to act like it's spring. And it worked out for a little bit. And then Mother Nature was like, nope. You thought it was over?
Fuck you.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
Global freezing.
Why do we live here again?
Because the only thing that can really kill you is the weather, I guess. Instead of a tiny insect.
Because we're not pussies.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's not too bad.
No.
I don't mind it.
I want some sunshine. That's all I ask.
It'd be nice. But like we were talking about earlier, with it being cold like this, it's kind of at least in my shoes, kind of like a cryo tank. When I hop on the bike for the first mile, it just sucks.
Yeah.
I just get so cold and then I build it back up and it's like, all right, sweet. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah?
I dig it, yeah. Yeah, after listening to Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz talk about cryo tanks, it's just like, these guys.
It's like you guys could just move here and do it for free.
Yeah, exactly. 9 months out of the year.
9 months of winter and 3 months of bad sledding.
Yeah. And construction. But yeah, just talking about that, just like, oh, sweet. And then, I don't know, for a while there, I got, my weight got up there a lot. I was
Same here.
Weighing pretty hefty.
Yeah.
A solid 250. That's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I was doing a lot of cardio and shit last summer. Got pretty lean by my standards.
Yeah, you were looking good. You still are.
Yeah. It's just now
I've
I've basically foregone any sort of cardio and only been doing strength training. So I've been in my bulking phase.
Your bulking phase.
Yeah. Yeah. Now it's time to cut down a little bit.
God, I really can't wait till we get Rocco on here.
Yeah, dude.
Talking about his 145 ass.
Soaking wet.
Yeah, exactly. Fully clothed for the winter. 145. I don't know. I guess what I've always seemed comfortable at, like mid-high school for me being 7th through 12th. I think same for you, right?
Yeah.
No middle school?
Nope.
So yeah, about 9th grade, I passed 200. And the only other time I've been under 200 was when I got my tonsils out and I couldn't eat solid food for 2 weeks.
Sure.
And just like, nah, man, I'm not built for the 100s. I'm a 200.
Oh, totally.
And I'm back to, I think I weighed myself a couple days ago. I'm back to 228.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where I'm rocking right now.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
I feel solid. I don't feel out of breath doing stuff. My legs are kicking it. I could obviously, lift a little bit more on my arms, just from my perspective, seem a little small. And then give my wife a hug and I'm like, Jesus. I'm huge.
You're tiny.
Tiny little woman.
Yeah, I mean, we were both large-framed men. I mean, being under 200 is really not realistic.
Not realistic and not comfortable.
No.
Like,
That'd be like, like cutting weight for a fight.
Yeah, seriously.
It's not healthy.
Ugh.
Like when my brother was in high school, wrestling, all season, he was just a fucking bear. It's like, dude, you need to eat something because you're just grumpy all the time.
Do something with it, man. Come on. Don't be angry. I guess in that case, hangry.
I mean, maybe it was part of his, like what we were talking about earlier, the trash talk and stuff. And, getting yourself built up to go out and destroy people.
Yeah, possibly. But even then, it's just like, I understand why you put your body through it, because it's probably nice to have that fluctuation, keep your body on its toes, but it's also about homeostasis, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could maybe push 205, but sitting 220 something, I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
And that, by any standards, and, going into 30 or even towards the end of your 30s is when you really hit your prime. And, I'm feeling good for where I'm at.
Yeah.
I already do a lot of physical activity, lifting some, but it's, typically just like a brewer's hose loaded with water, which weighs quite a bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I could always do more, but then I'd also look like that dude,
Yeah.
wearing the smaller t-shirt trying to show everybody. Not trying to do that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm probably in the best shape of my life right now, even more so than when I was playing football and stuff.
Yeah.
I was just a lazy fuck then, I was just doing it because, it was fun, but my heart wasn't really in it at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess not like mine where I went to keep doing it when I went to the collegiate level.
Yeah.
But, you were having fun, but like you said, your heart's not in it.
Right.
It's like when, you get out of college and you get that first job and you're like, sick. I hate this, but I got health insurance. So
Yeah.
fuck it. And then you find something you actually like, and then it's like, oh, this is way better. I don't mind going to work.
Yeah. Well, and it's just, you said homeostasis and equilibrium and all that stuff. I mean, getting in a good workout definitely helps maintain that.
For sure.
Things definitely don't bother me as much at work if I've made sure that I've gotten in a good workout beforehand.
Yeah.
And I will not do it after work.
No. No.
Not a chance.
That's cheat day after.
Yeah. We've even got this killer gym at work that is free for me, but I just have a rule. I will not be at work if I'm not getting paid.
Right. Although it's a different type of payment, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Plus, I mean, that's like my me time. I don't want to be around a bunch of other people
right
when I'm doing that stuff.
No,
throws off my zen.
It kind of does, like, so I go to work and then I spend another hour and a half after work at the gym, which is still at work.
Yeah.
And then I go home.
Right.
That's not cool.
No. Not for me.
But I get it,
Yeah.
So many people pass up, like, even the smaller exercises, like breathing exercises, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Big into.
Yep.
Just because, like, everybody talks about mental being over physical. Well, there's some physical into it, but there's definitely, like, once you start hearing your breath, it's huge.
Yeah.
Dude, it's euphoric almost. It's just like...
Absolutely.
Spending 20 minutes. Seriously, 20 minutes, just like first 5 minutes, you get in the zone. I guess this is just for me because, maybe just for me because I have a kid, but it's just like I get lost in a trance.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like that 15 minutes is up, my phone beeps, and then it's like, oh, okay. And it's not like a loud beep, but it's like, okay, you got to start coming back. And then there's that whole working back into it.
Yeah.
Because if you just come out of it, it's like, oh my God,
right.
It's drowsy.
Yeah, man. I like to do yoga every now and then for like breathing.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure to inhale with one movement, exhale into the next movement.
Oh yeah.
And just only think about that.
It's nice.
Instead of like having your brain dwelling elsewhere.
Yeah.
Just focus on what's happening at that moment.
Yep.
It's really nice to like reset your brain.
Yeah, and then, kind of travels too.
Mm-hmm.
To the points that might be bothering you or whatever, where you get in the zone and then all of a sudden it's like, not only are you in your head, but you're in your head like, like I got some problems with my right leg, just because in high school I broke it.
Yep.
And so like I spend a lot of time like viewing things from my right leg.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you feel this too, but it's like you get into your right leg. And
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, while I'm breathing, sometimes like, I forget what it is, but like stretching on my groin is typically a lot of the things, just because I don't want hip dysplasia or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just get into my right leg, and then it's like I'm looking back at myself. It's this weird thing, but it's like, whoa.
Yeah, man. You'll get into some stuff.
Issues.
And it helps you view it from a more outside perspective.
Yeah.
Instead of like just being in it like you normally are.
Mm-hmm.
You can take a step back and view it from a different point of view, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of like, step out of yourself for a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though you're still in yourself, you step out.
Yep.
You just view yourself from a different perspective. It's nice.
It's very nice. Necessary, even.
Yeah.
Without it, I'm the type of person that tends to dig myself into a rut from time to time, and especially if I don't take the time to do things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, which can be difficult. You don't take time for yourself, and then...
Because once you dig yourself down in there far enough, it is definitely hard to get out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it becomes a real bummer.
Yeah. Can't believe it took me as long as I did to figure out how to try to remedy that. Part of me wishes I could just go back and be like, listen, dummy, stop being so lazy and just work on yourself instead of just letting shit happen to you. Make shit happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quit slacking and make shit happen.
Yeah.
You think of it that way, and you think like we've been on, this planet for as long as we have, like, oh, we should know quite a bit more, but we're still in our adolescent phase.
Absolutely. Still figuring it out. But doing a lot better than I was.
Right.
Which is encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
Feels good, man.
Yeah, change your diet, change the perspective on, where you want to actually see your differences, and then go forward from there.
Start thinking about the impact of your actions on what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even down to like how much sleep you get a night. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't sleep for long, so I have a real problem with that.
Never been one that's required a lot of sleep, but it's getting more and more important to me to make sure that I'm sleeping on a consistent schedule.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because there's shit that I want to get done, and if I don't make sure to like schedule things out and just make the time for stuff, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it becomes a real bummer. Like, oh man, I really want to do this.
Right. Like lately, I haven't been playing guitar like at all, and I look at all these guitars in here, and I'm like, well, what the fuck do I even have these for if I'm not going to play them? So, what I got to do is make time for it.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
And set it in the calendar.
Yep.
Right? Yep.
Exactly.
I wasn't feeling it, but 10 minutes in, I was fucking rocking.
Have you listened to Jocko Willink?
No.
He's a retired Navy SEAL. He does like motivational speaking, and he's like a contractor for businesses. They'll bring him in, and he'll basically teach their management how to lead. And he also has a podcast, which is very intense, but it's fantastic, man. You should check him out. I think you'd really like him.
I
He's
think
been on Joe Rogan twice.
yeah. I was gonna say I think I remember him because
Yeah.
he was that dude that ended up being huge, and then got into the SEALs, right? That dude.
Dude, he's fucking massive.
Oh, I can't.
But I
even
mean, he's
imagine.
just like, his whole message is like discipline equals freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Like having discipline and structuring your life is what allows you to have freedom,
Yeah.
which for the longest time I did not grasp that concept. I thought discipline was like shackles,
Yeah.
chains on your life.
Yeah.
But
cut
that
and
is
dry.
not. I thrive on discipline and structure.
Yeah. Most of us do just because that's what we were born into.
Yep.
You know, the whole framework. And then you realize, like, I might not be able to run a mile. That's fine. I just run around the block. Can't do a block? All right, I'll start out running down the street.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And then the next day you run a little bit further.
Yeah.
The next day you run a little bit further. You just got, just got to push yourself and tell yourself to quit being a bitch.
Seriously.
It's like, is this the worst thing you've ever experienced? No, not even close.
Nope.
So just fucking do it. Your body is trying to tell you you can't do it, but it's like your mind can tell your body to keep going.
Mm-hmm. And it does.
Mm-hmm.
If you let it.
You'd be surprised. I'm surprised all the time. We just hit the 1.5 hour mark, my friend.
All right. About time to wrap it up then.
I think so. I think we had a good first run.
I'd say so.
I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, make it a regular kind of thing.
Maybe next time we'll have an official name for the podcast.
Yeah, instead of just spitting names.
And hopefully Rocco will be here.
Yeah, we'll see how much he...
Calling you out again, Rock. Love you, buddy.
Yeah, for the fucking ultra super heavy small bitch championship.
The Ultra Super Heavy Small Bitch Championship. Oh, man. I hope you know we love you, Rock.
Seriously. We love you.
All right.